Hey folks, Brian with a session recap for session 2 of my A Stranger in a Strange Land campaign. Runequest Roleplaying in Glorantha. So, and spoilers, this scenario is the Fainting Spirit convention game. And, the live plays in the description if you want to listen or watch through that kind of thing. So anyway, we left the party at Famous Bell. They were in the clan hall. They had taken a description of the frescoes and the verbiage underneath, and they were kind of deciding what to do. So they decided head back to the fort, feed the girls, get everybody a decent night's sleep, get up in the morning, feed them breakfast, and head over to where the clan cave is supposed to be. That'll happen. There's no issues there. But as they're getting down towards where the cave is along the river, they run into 3 adult villagers. These particular ones, though, are hostile. So as soon as they see the players, they run at them. They've got clubs, and they're screaming and yelling. But then they see the girls. And so they stop short and just kind of, curse at the players and that kind of thing. Arestra steps forward and does her intimidating Babeaster Gore axe thing. 2 of the villagers kind of step back, or still, back to them, but another one actually steps forward. Come at me! Come at me! They decide to try to sidestep them. So there's one of them in front, then large with the 2 girls, and the other 2 in the back, kind of thing. And Angrilar, I think it was, noticed that these 3 guys were close to the front end of the party moving through, but as soon as the middle of the party got there, they kind of backed up, and then after the middle of the party went by, they came closer again. And so they're starting to piece together stuff about, there's something about the girls as well, and with this whole craziness going on. But they get down to where the cave entrance is, and somebody notices that there's a moon rune inscribed in the rock on one side, chaos rune at the top, and another moon rune on the other side. So they think there's some sort of magic being cast here, and so they're trying to figure out how can we combat this magic. And so they summon the Naiad, because she's got lots of magic that they don't have. They think she's got dismiss magic, but that's actually, I have a template for how I randomly generate NPCs, and I did the same format with the Naiad. And there's a factor of what can happen, and then a factor of limitations. And yeah, she's got 20 spirit magic points worth of spirit magic, but that only goes so far down the list. It actually stops off after the Iron Hand. I should have just cut out the rest after, or before I took the screenshot, or I PDF'd it from my Excel sheet. And so the thing about it, so I actually pull it up to where I can see it. And, okay, no, she doesn't have those. It only goes so far, stops here. But I did notice I did make a mistake on the rune magic, because I did 17 points worth of rune spells. We should have 17 rune spells. So I may have to go back and modify that some more. Anyway. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. They get in their head that maybe this is a disease, because the Naiad has cure disease spell. And so they can figure out this kind of, okay, let's go and grab one of the, they first talk to the girls and try to convince her to get down to the water with the Naiad, and that she'll wash them clean of any disease. We're not sick. We don't have any disease. What are you talking about? And they roll their eyes, And so they try to grab one of the adults, and by this point, the adults had settled down, so they go and get one. Yeah, I'm taking down the water. She does her magic on them, but they don't have a disease, so nothing changes. Okay, so we know it's not that. Okay, they're pretty much sure about that in the first place, I think. But anyway, so they go back up to the entrance. The girls say, "Are we ready to go in now?" And the girls strip down to just a skirt and a dagger. And look at everybody else waiting around. Everybody else does the same thing. Strip down to their skivvies with a single weapon. Subutai keeps a sword. Reshra keeps her battle axe. What's his name? New guy. Vossandor has a great axe, and he keeps that. Lars just took a dagger. And then they've got the ceremonial dagger that they took from the clan hall. I did not have the whole fight chase thing go on with that. Wasn't too worried about it. And they do the whole, cut, spread blood thing. But Vossandor, because of his reading, he got a special or critical on reading the verbiage, and Subutai got a special on his culture roll dealing with this whole thing. So between the two of them, they figure out there's some kind of a ceremony that has to occur in conjunction with this whole cutting and spreading blood thing. And they figure the closest thing they could think would be some kind of a worship roll, or worship, invoking your god kind of thing, invoking communing with your god, a worship roll, in order to gain entrance into the cave, which the girls didn't know, and so they never did that. That's why it didn't work with them. So they give the girl the dagger, and the party is thinking that the two girls have to go and do this thing, but they're going to go along to help. So cut their hands, split blood, do the worship ceremony. Angrolar is doing a singing thing. Excuse me. A singing thing to augment, and he's successful, so everybody gets a plus 20 on their worship rolls. Roll for the girls, they make it, and then the players roll through. Subutai missed his, as did Angrolar at the end, so they had to do it a second time. So they, instead of taking just 1 point of damage, they take 2 points of damage. Is there really value to that? Who knows? So everybody eventually gets in. Long dark corridor. Well, let's see. Obviously, when they make the success, they see it translucent. They walk through, hand the dagger to the person behind them, and off they go. Eventually, everybody's through. They come up on the first statue. They read through the thing again, and again, Vossandor with his critical success on the reading thing. Hey, there's some kind of we need to invoke our runes kind of thing, and they all choose different runes. Subutai does Earth Rune, Arestra does Earth Rune, Lars does Air Rune, Angrolar does his Water Rune, and Vossandor does an Earth Rune. Excuse me, my throat's dry, sorry. But Subutai got a critical success on his Earth Rune, so it's like bright, lights up the whole cavern kind of thing as it goes through, and it's huge. Angrolar was unsuccessful in invoking his Water Rune, so it's kind of wiggly woggly and small and little, but it still works. He gets through. So they all get through. They go to the next one, which is the trial by pain. Everybody's got to go through the thing. Everybody except Arestra and Subutai make their power times 5 roll to get through the pain of the quarter, so they have to stop and take a breather. They try again. Arestra makes it her second time. Subutai doesn't, so he's got to take a breather again, but he makes it on his third roll. Also at this point, the Lars, hey, can we sing some kind of motivating song to help augment, to bonus these guys? Sure, why not? So they do that. Is this a new scene, or is the whole thing one scene? Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, each thing was a scene is how I handled it. But they get through. And they come up on the what honor can achieve, right? There's the fight kind of deal, and there's a ghost-like shape that appears in the center of the cavern. Send forth your champion! And Arestra steps forward because she's got high honor and she remembers the honor thing, so she steps forward. So the ghost thing turns into Arestra, mirror image, and they begin this honor combat thing, Well, Arestra attempts to inspire her honor with her honor. I allowed it. But she failed. So she's at -10 on her 70, or her 80, so she's at 70%. Her mirror self specialed, so has a +30 to her 80 for 110. First round, 2 Dancers of the Dark vampire girls show up, which gives a -30 for cheating to the other one, but it's already got +30, so it's just normal 80, right? Excuse me. And the party does things. The girls, back up against the cave entrance because, they're not sure what to do, and then these black things appear and they're trying to hide back. Lars interposes himself to protect the girls. Subutai does likewise. Angrelar moves up on one of the dark female visages. And the other dark female visage moves up onto Arestra. And Arestra and her mirror are pinned up. I should have done more color for this, with the honor fight being, taking swipes at and protecting and dodging and that kind of stuff. But I didn't. Angrelar gets enthralled. Round 2 gets enthralled. Arestra and her mirror image. The mirror image wins the first round, tie on the second, wins third round and fourth round, tie on the fifth, tie on the sixth, and wins the 7th round. And so wins the fight overall. Well, while all that's going on, the first Daughter of Darkness is attacking Arestra, knocking her magic points down. Should have just gone for the enthrall off the bat, but hey, I forgot. So she's doing this attack thing, takes Arestra down a couple times, a few hit points, or a few magic points, nothing significant. The other one, Vasandor, rushes up next to Angrelar to deal with that one. She enthralls him. Got to take action, so I just had her attack with magic points. She should have bit him. That's why I should have had him done. Just go ahead and bite, suck out some hit points out of him, that kind of thing. But I didn't. Hit at him because I forgot to have her just move up on Arestra, which she should have done. After these two are enthralled, go get the fighter and bog her down as well. Subutai does turn and attacks the Darkness, takes her leg down. So she collapses down. Lars says, hey, this is supposed to be an honor fight kind of thing. Is that honorable? Because he's getting ready to whack her again. So there's some player-player conversation going on in this whole situation in honor, and this is not normal combat, and what should we do, what can we do, and a whole, well, the characters know this, but the players know that kind of stuff going on in the live play. But essentially, Subutai doesn't. Daughter of Darkness turns into smoke up out through the cracks in the ceiling. The other Daughter of Darkness moves up. Lars had missed somewhere that Arestra was getting attacked by one of the Daughters of Darkness, so he's going to move up as this other one does. If she's going to attack, I'm going to attack her. She's going to attack, so he attacks her before the Daughter of Darkness can attack Arestra. Puts her leg down, so she goes down. And at that, we're hitting round 7. The mirror Arestra wins. Arestra falls to the ground. Oh, she did get enthralled. That's right. The one that got hit did do an enthrall on her. Or the other one. No, the first one. The second one did do an enthrall on her. So Lars is watching. It's not physically attacking. She's doing the enthrall thing. So that's where they were moving. So Arestra's no longer moving. But they're still doing the honor combat thing. This is all psychic kind of deal, right? But the next round, she swipes at her to do magic points damage. That's when Lars knocks her down. Next round, or that round, the honor fight is over. The mirror image wins. So Arestra falls to the ground and dissipates. The ghost dissipates. The other Daughter of Darkness turns into smoke and goes up. So they're left, okay, what now? So they decide, hey, there's another entrance. Let's keep going. The next stage. So they go, and the girls go first. Then Lars, same sequence as they had been. So I don't worry about the girls. I tell Lars, okay, Lars, you walk into this huge, open forest. Luscious green. There's this huge, magnificent tree in front of you, and laying at the foot of it is this nymph who appears to be dying. He walks up to her. She whispers to him, "Ease my pain. Only what you really are will tell you what to do." Again, game mechanics kind of stuff. Use one of your runes. Describe how you would use that to help her in some form or fashion, and then make your roll. They all succeed in that except for Subutai. It takes him his second time he's able to do it. He had a real problem trying to visualize implementing runes for this particular scene. But everybody else had no problem with what they were doing. And, they come in, they're by themselves. Okay, so something's going on. They do a thing, and then they're in darkness. So we do each one at a time, go through the whole rigmarole. Everybody ends up in the cave in the darkness. And it's a large cavern. I just used the same size cavern I did for the other fight. And there's this crazy spirit there. It says, "May your passions nourish me, and in return I would bless you with my wisdom." Yeah! Right? It's insane. But the girl says, "Use your passion to feed it your magic." And she runs up. So Lars follows through, and we discuss the mechanics. Okay, what this really means is make a passion roll and sacrifice magic points to it. For every magic point you sacrifice, you subtract from your passion roll by 5%. So everybody moves up. They pick their passion and how many points they're going to do. And they do the first round. After that, this spirit comes up out of the ground. Red, pulsating, almost chaotic looking thing. Vasandor is a Stormbull. So as soon as he got there, he did a Sense Chaos skill roll, which he was successful on, but he doesn't sense any chaos because the Daughters of Darkness aren't involved with this scenario because there's only 4 of the players left in for the scenario balance. They don't let the Daughters of Darkness attack, although maybe I should have done that. Anyway, so no chaos. Okay, they'll feel better because Lars was really, okay, is this thing what we're supposed to be doing or is this something else kind of thing? He's waiting for some kind of chaos monster to attack him. But it's a moon elemental, a loon, which does madness and magic point drain, right? So it pulls up on the girl, and I roll to see which side, plus it's also going to do the daemon. And it hits Vasandor and the girl. Does the madness. They both miss their rolls. They go unconscious, and it takes a magic point from each of them and from the loon. Not the loon, but the daemon. The clan spirit. So the girl made her initial roll, given 3 points to it. Vasander spent his first round doing his Sense Chaos. Lars did a couple of points. Subutai did a couple of points. Engrolar, I forgot how many points he did, but I think he actually missed. Then the thing came up, they go down, and he's sucking magic points from them. Could have been mean and just started moving it around, but these guys don't have that much combat magic. And in my Glorantha, elementals, it takes magic to damage elementals. So they're trying to figure, okay, what is this thing? You don't know, right? Well, I have to make an intelligence. I'm trying to figure out what kind of intelligence roll it would be, because this is a loon, right? Nobody's run into a loon. A couple of people run into elementals. So I had to make an intelligence times 2 roll. Subutai made his, so it goes, okay, this seems to be like some kind of an elemental, but nothing like anything you've ever seen before. And so they're thinking that the clan dagger is magical. And Angrelar asks about, is it going to take magic points to run this thing? Okay, the clan dagger is not a matrix. Okay, so you don't put magic points into it to do blade sharp or whatever like that. It's not like that at all. The party still thinks that might be magical in some form or fashion, so they use it. So Angrula uses it to attack anyway the first time, or this next round. He attacks. It's not magical. It doesn't do anything. But that round, Lars inspires himself with his Hate Chaos, which he gets a special on. So that's a plus 30. So he pumps 8 magic points into this next roll. And he's successful. He first asked, "Hey, does this look like we're doing any good with these magic points?" Yeah, it seems to be getting better. But that 8 points, that really helped a lot. Subutai did another couple points. The next round, the loon sucks from the Sandor, the girl, and the daemon. And this time Lars is limited. He only puts 6 points in. Subutai did a bunch. I think it was just 4 points though. And then Angrular also did like 4 points as well, a decent amount. And Lars was the last one to roll. And that put the daemon over 32 when Lars was finished. And so at that, the daemon is glowing bright, bursts forward and consumes the loon. Turns to the players. They do ask it says, it's got a little thing where it says, where's it go? "You abandoned your obvious self to seek me and find your hidden strength. You are true friends of my clan. You are welcome to visit me." And then they say, "Hey, can we ask a question?" Sorry, holy cow. That's what it was, and he says, it was a lunar elemental, a loon. It has been feeding off of me and driving everyone insane. So they kind of figure out, oh, yeah, that's what it was. This is the whiter, right? And he's no longer maniacal. Yep. And then he does a swift of his arm, and everybody wakes up on the bank of the river outside the cave. The girl's there, Rustra's there. And then we go through a bunch of the whole, special things you get because of all the stuff you did from this hero quest. And pretty much narrate going back up to the village. Everybody's all right. The girls take into the clan hall. The chieftain's there. He runs to the daughters. The daughters tell him what these guys did, and so they get some more stuff. Honor, passion, reputation. They offer to give a tattoo. Everybody says, "Yeah, let's do that." And then based upon the runes, the passions that the party used, somebody used loyalty to Kalimar, and so an embassy or a delegation from this clan goes to see Queen Laika and tells her about what her guys did for them. That really helps out Queen Laika trying to get that clan back on it. So there's that kind of stuff. She's going to be thankful to them for that. Plus there's a whole good job kind of stuff. Just in general, get more reputation flowing around. All in all, a good game. Finished up the scenario. They finished their patrol, get back to Clearwine, and that's where we kind of ended the session. Happy gaming.